Okay, hello, good morning, everybody. We are playing another league with this Tamiyo Meets the Story Circle Archway of Innovation deck. We played one league yesterday, and that was the whole stream yesterday. I had to end due to a family emergency. But this deck was awesome. We lost playing for a 5-0 in a very close fashion. I really wanted the 5-0, but let's get a little bit more reps in with it. This is kind of an evolution of the Portent of Calamity mono blue shell that is kind of going to go in on your portents being more powerful because you're playing Eldrazi or Emrakul and Ulamog. And in addition to just being able to port into them, you can also Archway of Innovation cast these on turn 3 if you just have a Tamiyo, have an Archway of Innovation, have an Emrakul, Ulamog, Portent, Kozilek's command. Also, something that is maybe I actually hard cast an Ulamog in goldfishing today just on turn 3 by going turn 1 Labyrinth, Talisman, turn 2 Temple, Kozilek's command X equals 3, play another Temple, hard cast an Ulamog. Kozilek's command is kind of the secret third enabler for these big guys. And you get to do it in a deck that's playing, Force of Negation in the ring and lots of nice sideboard cards too. It's also kind of cool to be a mono blue Eldrazi deck where you care a little bit less about Harbinger of the Tides. Kind of a small thing. But deck was awesome yesterday. Excited to play some more of it. Thanks to an Udok for the 41. Let's put this up as I like to do when we have an opponent who takes a minute to show up. I've got a pretty interesting hand that I think probably has to be a keep up against the draw against a Gigantha. And here it is. That's kept 7. Just, turn 1 Talisman with the ability to Kozilek's command for second land. Although now, drawing second one of these is pretty dang nice. So we're on the draw against Gigantha Bloodstained Mire. I think there's a good chance that this is Storm. If this is Storm, I think we're trying to cast... Oh, sorry, I should have just imprinted the Emrakul, because I have 2, sorry. But it is good to have a Force of Negation in this spot. Hopefully you don't get killed on turn 2. Could also be Jund Saga. I mean, I guess. No, now it's Storm. Okay, no ritual, thankfully. There is a Ruby and a Ral. So now I guess I'm going to be going just cast Talisman, and then if they cast Ruby, we cast Hardcast Force of Negation. Which will probably go Ruby first, because they could go Ruby into Ral, right? And they cast Ral will Kozilek's command it. And if they do neither for some reason, which they'll never do, so that's maybe not... I mean, I guess they're just Force of Negation this, right? Then they just lose these 2. So hopefully we have slowed them down long enough to Emrakul them the following turn. And hopefully we have enough mana. So the Emrakul is going to cost 11. We have 7 mana, so we're going to have 5 more mana off the spawn. Okay, that should be enough. Kind of glad to get our Storm rematch here. I'm gonna keep this so one of these is a lot easier to cast. Maybe that's not a good reason. But I'd see the second blue card for the Force, so it was easier. Will our opponent concede to the Emrakul? Am I gonna go off for them and kill them? I mean, I'm gonna try. Last time I tried, it didn't work. It did seem like the Ral coin flips were a good way to do that. At the very least, I'm hopeful that they have another Ruby or a Ral in their hand. They do. Some people have been asking for more Storm content. Here we go. So, kind of an interesting spot. I think I want a Valakut Awakening to try to find. So I go 1, 2, 3. I guess that's Valakut Awakening. I see 4 cards instead of 3 off the glimpse. Maybe I should just Reckless Impulse. Because I really want to have one more ritual if I'm going to go off here. No, although land is kind of like a ritual. So if I go Row, I'll go 2 mana, Row for 1, and then I can go Past in Flames. Yeah, I think that should work, so I can just ultimate the Row. Alright, do they have a Grapeshot in the main deck? They don't, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. We'll find out, I guess, if it's a big problem. Hopefully we'll start losing some flips. So, not going to transform. They do? Okay, oh, that's great. I didn't see it. I think we glimpse over Rin's Resolve, since that sees 3 for 1 mana instead of 2 for 1 mana. Not rocket science. Although maybe I should be flipping the Ral. Yeah, probably should be flipping Ral. I lost this flip. Finally found another ritual. Jakul with the Twitch Prime. Good username. Thank you so much. This is so fun. I'm having a great time. Exiled Zone can be played. Wait, these are not the other cards. okay. There's the Grapeshot. Okay, so it's very this Exile Zone and this Exiled Zone are separated only when you control Emrakul. I don't think they're separated when you don't control Emrakul, which is kind of funny. All right, I think I liked our sideboard plan from last time. So I'm not sure about cutting the rings. I think it makes sense though. Yeah, we would be able to deck them if we couldn't Grapeshot them. Probably. Yeah. You could also in theory lose enough Rao flips, but in practice, I don't know. I think you're usually just gonna mill them out. We have a Chalice, but we don't have a land that taps for mana. Let's go ahead and mulligan. Here we have a turn 2 Chalice. So let's click the keep button. Let's put back Ulamog, so I guess we can have access to Emrakul underneath the lab. Dude, wow. Turn 2 Chalice with a Force of Negation. Why keep the 3 Scions instead of Force mana? I was thinking I might want to hardcast an Eldrazi next turn, but I think that logic was probably flawed. How's Amulet Titan matchup for this deck? I mean, probably they're a little bit of a faster deck in general. We're playing Force of Negation main over subtleties, so probably not amazing. The consigns are good against them post board. Play draw probably matters a lot. I feel like the rules should be allowed you to see their sideboard. I mean, it used to work that way, and I think the big argument was that it was unfun, but I kind of think it's super fun. I kind of hate having to force this, but I do have to force it, I think. What is the backup deck for today? Next would be, I think, Hollow One splashing for Psychic Frog. Got the mana to work for that one. I think it's looking pretty solid. And then I also have Twiddlestorm that's kind of in on Shifting Woodland, which is, I think, also kind of interesting, but I don't know if we're probably not gonna get to both of those today. How did it end up with Chalice over Trinisphere just better these days? Well, Chalice is kind of combination sideboard card. It comes in against more matchups than just Storm. If that makes sense. But I'm also having a lot of fun with this deck, and I don't know. I might actually just play this deck today. I think this deck is really sick, but I may also just after this league want to pivot. And that's kind of the whole idea of backup decks. Can I show the Hollow One deck when I get a chance? I'll show it when we play it. That's usually when I like to Reveal. Wow, dude, Portent is so sick. 5 mana. All right, here's a Ulamog and 3 cards in hand. What a fun card. You thought Ulamog was good at 10 mana. What about 5 mana plus draws 3 cards? This hand's really insane if we top deck a pitchable to Labyrinth, but let's go ahead and just mulligan. Okay, I'm going to keep this and then hope to draw a blue source. I forced map earlier. It went pretty poorly. Let's maybe not do it this time. Kind of funny we're kind of in the same bracket of Storm and Tron here. Also with this hand, I kind of feel like I need the Portent to like cheese him. Well, now we need like Kozilek's Commander ring off the top. Not the most optimistic that this is gonna bail us out here. The opponent could be flooded though. Austin with the 11 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Yeah, things are going okay. We're going to put Leyline Binding in Aspergoria's shell to increase the number of card types. Could Portent be added to that shell? No, with Portent you like really need to be able to like cast it for like X equals 5 or 6 really fast. You need to be playing a lot of ramp in your deck. Which you're not going to have in Gorya's. I do think Binding is a good direction to go for the Gorya's deck though. Alright, I think this is how we sideboarded last time. Let's stick to it. -2 all is dust, -1 ring, -1 talisman, +4 consign. Alright, let's keep this. It's kind of always nice when you just have Archway in your hand, versus like just having Tamiyo, if that makes sense. Where it's like if you just have Archway, you can draw Tamiyo and then you're good. But if you just have Tamiyo, you're kind of hurting sometimes because it doesn't do much. I think we played this in case we draw. I guess we don't have any other. All the other colorless lands do tap for 2 colorless. We don't have the Rivulets in this build. I will go ahead and just Portent for 2. Hopefully a divination. Not a divination. Yikes. Let's get another card type in the yard for Emrakul, though. Why is Karn auto-concede there? Because it's going to beat us is kind of the short answer. It's more that we just like don't have like resources to continue, and the Karn is going to defeat us. It's maybe a little bit more complicated than that. Alright, second Consign's obviously good. A lot of good top decks here too. This counts since it is a colorless source. We're going to have 8 mana next turn, and then the Emrakul is going to cost 9, so we probably can cast Emrakul if we can just find a land off the command. How many 1-drops does the opponent play? Probably just the Expedition maps. So if you're suggesting bringing in Chalice, I don't think that's going to be worth. If we find a temple, we can just cast Ulamog too. They have their own K command. K command is so good. Just a really, really silly card. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. I like to cast Ulamog against Tron. Now we do need to top deck a land to cast the Emrakul, but just top deck a land. All right. Also accepting scoop. All right, I'm going to bring in Gemstone Caverns over, I think, Island. All right, I think I'm going to keep a hand that can, like, has double ramp spell into, like, a turn 4 big portent with a Force of Negation against an opponent who already mulliganed once. Now that they're on a mulligan to 4, I'm feeling really good about this keep. All right, one of their 4 cards is a Devourer of Destiny, which probably means that they also have an Ugin's Labyrinth. I don't think they're oftentimes keeping Devourer without Labyrinth. There it is. Not going to force a Talisman. No Talisman, though. So our curve is probably like Temple into Talisman, tapped Archway, keeping this for the Force. What is this? Trinisphere? Okay, command X equals 1. One card on the bottom. So now, this tap lands a. Oh, sorry. I can still just double Talisman, tap land, Force of Negation into big portent next turn. Maybe using the portent, maybe not.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
All right. Well, I was excited to cast a big portent in a couple turns, but I'll take a win. Okay, gonna keep this one. Boomer. Oh, sorry. Whatever the new set's called. I don't know. Duskborn. So this is going to be a turn 3 improvise Kozilek's command hand. Are the new rare lands good in modern? I don't know. I think that you have to keep your mind open to them. I'm sure that they'll find a spot to be playable in, but it'll be a little bit confusing. Okay, so we're going to be able to Kozilek's command X equals 10 next turn and be able to cast an Emrakul or an Ulamog if we find it off the Kozilek's command. Can't cast the portent because we would need a 3rd blue. Is this anything? Yeah, no, I thought about this too. Leyline of Transformation plus Soaring. Not a modern thing, but a 3-card combo that puts an Emrakul into play isn't good because Emrakul, like, isn't good just like by itself on turn 3, which is kind of funny, but it's kind of true. So I expect this to not be something you ever do in modern. Maybe it's something you do in Pioneer. Oh, Soaring is banned in Pioneer, so it's like you put Atraxa into play, and this is worse than just Goryo's Atraxing into play. It's just this is not going to be a good combo. Thankfully, this is an unkicked Myco spawn. Yeah, I do think that card with Eldrazi Temple is pretty cool. For those who haven't seen that ley line, it makes all cards in play and all cards in hand. I think it's creature types of your chosen type, not every creature type. Okay, so one is revealed in Ulamog here. We are going to stick to the plan. Make 10 treasures. Clues, sorry. Artifacts. Improvise. Then we can Kozilek's command X equals 10. And then hopefully in the top 10 cards of our library, we have a Emrakul or a Ulamog. There's an Emrakul. Pretty cool. Wait, slivers? That could be something. Let's see what they got. They got a concession. I will accept another concession. Deal. I think I'm gonna go down Ulamog maybe? No, I can't because I need the imprintables. I think I'll trim a ring and a talisman again, just kind of the same sideboard plan. Yeah, casting Emrakul on turn 3 is good. But putting Emrakul into Aeon's Torrent and play on turn 3 isn't good. It's just like, yeah, don't think that deck's gonna have legs or whatever. Okay, I guess we're gonna keep. Imagine drawing Ugin's Lab off the top. So, I'm not going to cycle the Lrien Revealed here. We could draw Force of Negation, and we can also Island Cycle it off of the Talisman next turn if we need to. 2 Eldrazi. Your mom lets you have 2 Eldrazi Temples? Let's see if my mom does. I'm going to consign this. Seems like opponents feeling like they maybe should have responded to the Talisman. Five cards in their hand still. Let's hit our land drop. No second command is good. So my opponent is going to kick a Myco Spawn here. Number 1 card we're looking for is Ugin's Lab, I think. For me? They get an Ugin's Lab too. 6, 7, 8. Are they going to try to... Are they trying to imprint a... I don't think I'm sacking my spawn here. Are they going to try to hardcast an Ulamog, rather? Maybe I should have just big Kozilek's commanded. They would need a double land to hardcast Ulamog. Oh my gosh. Oh, they don't have it? Or they're going to just try to through the breach first. Taken 0. Down to 10. Alright, time for a big Kozilek's command. Is Platch thing, do you think decent? Unearth 4/4 double strike. I don't think I've seen that one. Wait, they put Emrakul into their hand, which I love. That means they're just gonna through the breach again, and I get to force again. Wait, why did they put... Wait, no, hold on. They should already have a big thing in their hand. Yeah, wait, why would they do that? I guess I'm gonna take 3. I was thinking I was just gonna block it and cast it, but I could just take 3. Okay, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Breach bait. I mean, that doesn't make sense because they could have also put the thing into their hand last turn and actually had something to throw the breach into play. Seems better than just baiting the force and then putting it into your hand next turn anyways. So, can I put this Ulamog into my hand and then hardcast the Ulamog and hardcast Force on end of turn through the breach? I don't think I can. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it looks like I'm exactly 1 mana short. You have exactly mana. I counted 1 short. I'm pretty confident it was 1 short. Can't you Ulamog both the red forces and split the difference? Yeah. Yeah, that was the line. Yeah, I don't have two temples. I only have one temples. Do you have a Vesuvian Drifter Eldrazi decks in the work list? No, I do not. Do not try to do that. I think I caution you against the follies of Vesuvian Drifter Eldrazi. It is not a good plan, in my opinion, in my experience. Blah 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 blah. Don't do it. Not. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Callow, the 22 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Right, down to 11. So we're going to discard 5 cards to our Tamiyo meets the story circle here. Don't need second one of these. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. Guess I don't need the Portent. Do kind of want the ring. I guess is it better to Emrakul or Ulamog here? Probably Ulamog, right? Sorry, Emrakul. The other one. Why do you hate Vesuvian? It's like a when your combo involves having a bunch of like bricks in your deck, and your combo revolves around a summoning sick 3 toughness creature, it is an awful plan. You do not want your combo to revolve around a summoning sick 3 mana 3 toughness creature in the Boros Synergy format that you have to untap with. It is just an awful combo. Can do both. Well, I only get to improvise the next spell, right? I guess I could have cast both. I'm just gonna reset the ring. We're gonna win this game. It'll be okay, chat. Target opponent. Your turn. Ooh. Oh, sorry. I forgot to attack with the Microspawn. The Microspawns really don't have text here almost, but they actually do now with the Kozilek run. Yeah, I'm just saving y'all's time. Don't worry. Okay, so they don't get the trigger because of the ring protection, so we don't have to replicate. Nice 10 mana 7/7. Can I cast both Ulamogs next turn? Doing so and cutting them off of red mana for Through the Breach seems like it might be worthwhile. Although here's a Consign, so we don't really need to worry about too much. I guess the Through the Breach is still sort of a problem. Okay, so I tap Archway, cast an Ulamog, and then I can go tap 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then keep Consign up. Okay, let's just do that. Oh no, I meant to imprint this Emrakul. Well, I guess I'll just Emrakul then. Can't be that bad, right? This costs this much. And now a Through the Breach Emrakul doesn't kill me. Exile target land. Should I attack? Let's maybe not attack. I'll attack. Anything hurtful? Not really. Oh, that's true. I can tap the talisman for one more damage. I am should I? It doesn't seem like there's any world where that 1 point of damage matters. But we'll tap it. Could have gone Labyrinth and imprinted the Emrakul. Well, then they could just get the Emrakul back the next turn, right? Okay, yesterday we were also 3-0 with this deck. We lost a very close one to Boros to not get the trophy in round 5. Can we redeem ourselves? I will. Another trophy prediction is live. Soul Spear of Leonidas Legacy 5 list. Yeah, I've been like, I have a very weird experience, like where when I was consulting on Assassin's Creed, Spear of Leonidas was a little less powerful in the effects it had, but it was 2 mana. And so you could go turn 1 Fervent Champion into Spear of Leonidas. And I said it would be very sick at 2 mana. But they ended up buffing it to 3. And I've been like excited to play it for like kind of this whole time, right? But now they've nerfed it. I don't know that I just kind of been unmotivated, I guess, to actually give it a go now. So I'm probably gonna go main phase exile Kavu Scry draw, although now I've drawn a ring, so probably just gonna play this on turn 2. So I'm lucky not to not be able to play Talisman before our ring here. Quite unfortunate. Value Town. Can I take you to Value Town? Tap Xander's Lounge. That's domain. Get to untap with the ring, though. So Talisman into Tamiyo. I guess if I play the Talisman, I don't have enough mana to exile the Kavu. I'm going to wait untapping the ring because of Orcish Bowmasters, by the way. I think I'm making drawing a card over making spawns since that card can be discarded to the Tamiyo Meets the Story Circle pretty well. Is it possible activating Ring on our turn to be able to... Is it possible we activate Ring on our turn to be able to K command and play around Stub? In the event of a Bowmaster. Oh, so you're saying that you want them to Bowmaster. Because I don't think it's that important to resolve the K command. I've watched The Boy and the Heron. Yes, I love that movie. I love that film. Maybe I should say film. I'm gonna do this so I can like flames and stuff. Play around Stub. Y'all, 6 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Ideally, don't have Bowmasters. You could also command with Kavu with more info, probably splitting hairs. Probably. I mean, it's also with the Tamiyo chapter. Like, we're just taking like 3 damage from the Kavu. It also really felt like they had the Bowmaster up and that they misplayed, but it doesn't. At this moment, that doesn't seem to be the case. No comment. One thing that is not great for us here. I guess I don't attack with the Nikadal because that makes it. Then they can escape the Flage. Also, they must have just drawn Leyline Binding, right? You can't binding things you control. So I can exert the arena. The problem is they take this extra turn, and then the arena becomes unexerted. Well, I guess so. I guess they wouldn't be able to exert it. Yeah. Yeah. But also, there's not really any way they could exert. Yeah, maybe that was better. Okay, bring in the Allus Dusts. I don't really want the Force of Negation so much. Chalice on 1. It's probably where we want to be. Should I play? I think I play 1 Force of Negation. Trim a Portent, trim a Ulamog. Did I accidentally click away at Emrakul? Is it still over here? I guess Dismember also probably should come in. Let me do this. I wanted to keep a Force kind of for like instant count for Portent, but this helps with that. I've already 5-0'd with. No. We lost playing for the 5-0 yesterday. This is our 3rd league on stream. We went 4-1, 1-2, now we're 3-0, so we're 8-3 overall. Up a game. Consign tags binding and Scion. Yeah, sure, we should have some consigns, I think. We'd be better on the play. Supposed to mulligan this hand. It's kind of a weird one. Maybe we'll just top deck Archway and feel great, though. Temple or Labyrinth to Kozilek's command this would also be nice. Let's grab an island for now. Okay, so I can either Kozilek's command X equals 1 to play a ring next turn, or I can play Tamiyo's. Let's do the K command line. I'm excited for the Marvel and Final Fantasy sets. I guess I'm excited for Marvel, and I'm not excited for Final Fantasy because I'm a fan of Marvel and I don't know much about Final Fantasy. But ultimately, like, unless it's something I am like super duper into, like if this was like a Dark Souls Universe Beyond, I would be talking nonstop about it. Or like back when there was Lord of the Rings, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing Lord of the Rings. And this is kind of, I think, how most people feel about it. But mostly, all I really care about is this a well-designed set? Is this a set that is balanced? Is it going to make gameplay fun? Is it going to be interesting? That's all I really care about. And so, if Final Fantasy is that, then I'm happy. And if it's not, I'm unhappy. Yeah, are the game pieces good is all I care about. Labyrinth. I might get stubbed into game 3 here. Could play it out, but it's like they didn't discard anything to the Kavu. If they discard something to the Kavu, maybe I don't concede there. Yeah, I do want some consigns. I do think Dismembers are worse on the play in a weird way. They're still probably fine. Maybe we're just in on Emrakul here. Oh, sorry, I forgot the Gemstone. Damn it. Probably not that big a deal. I don't know why I'm this way. I don't mind Alt Art Universe Beyond at all. Yeah, I don't either. Okay, immediately matters. Immediately, like, matters so much. Although this could be the other one. Copium. I have an Allus Dust. I think I just need to keep. Like, I have like a very castable Allus Dust in this matchup. Just like that's kind of a hard thing to mulligan. It's crazy how 50-ish cards in the vintage queue are for these supplemental sets, mostly creatures, to make aggressive creatures playable. In 4-health commander, they need to carry some punch. Yeah, I that's one of my biggest critiques of like the commander set cards, is like they are just not designed for 1v1 formats, like the Monarch Initiative stuff too. My opponent says they accidentally mulliganed. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Doing well, Mobius. Thanks for checking in. Bombardiers and Gutters, super messed up commander cards. Yeah. Absolutely. To some extent, I kind of like it because I don't really get to play with these cards outside of Cube, basically, ever. It was 1 land, Ragavan, and 3 flames. Oh, I would have loved if they kept that, maybe. Yeah, I might have preferred a keep there. I don't know. We may get got here, but let's just hope that this was the wrong Gemstone Caverns. I think Gut was in the regular set. I don't think Gut is Gut's not like it's not a modern legal card. Not a standard legal card. Alright, hopefully this all is dust crushes them. Yeah, the Image 3 Goyfs, they would have been so cool. Baragoyf, Pyrogoyf are so sick. Alright, opponent. Let's play a Kavu and a Wild. I guess they can't do that. Just a Kavu then. And then no stub is the key. Okay, they stole my Talisman. It's kind of rude. All right, I believe, and if my belief is misplaced here, then we can maybe win with a Portent next turn. You can't counter if you can't click it. Oh yeah, I could bounce the towel. I mean, we can't cast the sink, but that is funny. Dead to Flames. Dead to Flames. Need a good Portent to resolve and need their hand to be kind of bad. They get a loot. They looted away a Scion last turn. Probably cooked. Potentially cooked because we forgot to board this out for an island. And 50-50 on that one. This card's a Nikado. I'm down to 5. They exile the other Gemstone Caverns, which could have been an island. There's a Scion of Draco. And there's an Emrakul. Oh my gosh! No! Oh no. Okay. Sorry. For some reason, I'm thinking I get to play this to power out the Emrakul, but I needed to play the Sync to have the blue mana. But there's a good chance my opponent had Stub or Bolt, right? But, and there's a good chance that we brick on the thing, but sorry. Not a very well played game there. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Again, opponent very likely to have a Bolt or a Stub there. Okay, this is turn 3 Ulamog. Given same reps with both, play this on turn 1. Play Archway turn 1, unless you draw an island. Same reps for both. Would I recommend Dimir Frogtide or Goryo's right now for our I would say Goryo's. I think Dimir Frog is like fine, but not exactly a deck I super recommend. Okay, Rakkus Theater, discard Graveyard Arid Mesa. Probably Mardu Energy. Cast a Johnny. Okay, resolves. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is if they have Inquisition of Kozilek, we'll have 1 too few cards in our hand to Ulamog. Yeah, I guess hopefully it's just creativity. I don't know if I'd say def creativity. I do think there just are enough Jund players that this could just be Jund, but probably creativity. Arid Mesa is def creativity. Wait, sorry. Forgot that was the fetch land. Never mind. Yes. Is there a beta Woodland Valakut Titan deck without the One Ring? I mean, that's an archetype that you really have to have the ring in, I think. Like, big mana decks in general, combo decks, and that deck is both. You're like just mandatory ring deck, I think. The next spell I cast this turn has Improvise. I wonder if I'm supposed to activate that first. I guess I am. So definitely going after the Elegant Parlor. I guess the theater to something from like Persisting Archon seems more important than Stomping Ground. All right. So it's good to be a Force of Negation deck against Creativity. Consign doesn't seem like it's going to do very much against them. I think it's okay. I think we're actually just not sideboarding. Like 2 Allas does seems like the right number. All right, let's go. Dude, this hand is so close. Like Force of Negation and Ring are so good against Creativity, but have to mulligan. This hand is a lot better. I think I'm gonna put back the Archway. This is bad if I top deck Tamiyo meets the Story Circle, but I think I'm just gonna like use the Lrien Revealed for my island. Yeah, Leyline of Resonance is pretty cool card. I get punished. The summoning cards works both ways, I guess. Although this does let me, I think, island cycle, because now I have a different blue card for Force. So I guess if I draw in the innovation card, then maybe I would just play the Tamiyo that turn. The Kozilek's command X equals 2. I'm not gonna fight over their Rin and 6 land at all, though. Thankfully, I still have an island in the deck. Although, unthankfully, I guess they have this Rin and 6. So I don't like doing this, but I actually have to exile the Boseiju. Because I drew to front island and drew another one. Untap Sacred Foundry in response for a Mana Tithe. Oh. All right. Game 3. We're getting Boseiju locked, I think. Tough. All right, we just get to bring in the 4th island for the Caverns on the play. Much stronger. It's against Boseiju. Click submit. Hard to play around Mana Tithe there, I'll say. Tricky Mana Tithe. This hand's very slow, but it has Ring and Force of Negation. I'm going to keep this Mana Tithe good. It seems to always be good against me. I'll say that. Bait the Mana Tithe. Mana Tithe's the kind of card that I always hate to stream with, because there are some cards, if opponents like just know it's even if they're not ghosting, if they just know that like Mana Tithe can be in the deck, it's it's a big nightmare. I feel like all of these versions of the fetch lands look too much like the fast lands to me. Every time I see one, I think it's a fast land. What about on both of these? You could keep the Lrien Revealed. Finding Island is better for sure. So I can sack a spawn and have hard cast Force up. No, sorry. Oh yeah, I can. Is that something that I want to do? I think so. Don't want to be the streamer known for playing Mana Tithe. I guess it's just that people can play around it so much easier. Yes, this seems fine to force back. There's a good chance this works. They could have another counter spell, but if they do, we can maybe force back on their turn, untap and play Portent. And if it works, it's obviously great because creativity is notoriously soft to the One Ring. Mana Tithe is similar to the One Ring, and that you don't notice when it loses you the game. I think that is true. Yeah, not replicating. Honestly, the fact that they didn't replicate, maybe I'm just not supposed to force back, but I think it's kind of good to maybe just make the trade at that point. Thinking about blue-black Necro, but with Frog, Force of Negation, Shadow of Doubt to increase the blue card count. I do think Force of Negation Necro sounds pretty cool. I was trying to figure out a way to play it in the Necro Frog deck I was playing, and I think that sounds like a good way to do that. I like the thought. Good idea. I'll just replay Ring here. So I think the lab lets me cast Emrakul next turn. Maybe I'm a little short. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like I'm one short. Okay, so because I'm one short, I guess I should just Portent X equals 1. Now that's an interesting one, because that lets me just be in on like the Archway if I like draw a bunch of counter spells. Hard to have enough blue cards for Force and black cards for Spike, plus enough normal hands. Well, I mean, if you're just playing Frog and Shadow of Doubt and maybe some Drown of Lux, those are all blue and black cards. So it seems like it could get the job done. Make a food token. Make a food token, draw a card. Did I count Kindred for Emrakul? Yeah. It just says here 3 types, and then this is now 4 types. So I'll have, now this will cost 9, and I have 9 next turn. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I can play the new Teachings land. I think I keep the Meets the Story Circle since I have Ring plus Archway. I think if I draw a 3rd Ring, I just play Tamiyo. Kind of worried about Besage You on my Labyrinth in response to the trigger too. I don't need to be that worried about it. Sorry, chat. Dexterity game. Yeah, it's not the first time that's happened. So they besage you one of these. Trying to prep for local RCQ. I want to ask you if you have any recommendations on a non-ring deck that would be disinterested field full of Storm, Yogg, and Blue Black Frog. Storm, Yogg, Blue Black Frog. It's kind of a tough thing to attack. Honestly, just energy sounds like sounds like the way to go. Non-ring energy. I mean, Emrakul costs 7. Just have that. Interesting that they would creativity X equals 1. I guess that they have a counter spell of some kind, so if it's Consign, they get me. Kind of cool to hardcast Emrakul after getting Terastodon. Let's see if they have the Consign. Okay, trigger resolved. if I understand correctly, Improvise doesn't play for colorless mana. It pays for generic mana, so Emrakul, like all this, but for something like Breaker of Creation that has the specifically colorless only, no, it doesn't pay for it. Okay, I don't think they should be getting this because I could just attack the dwarves into the stuff here. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can take a look at their deck and then kind of see what their outs are here. They will not be able to. I guess they could creativity X equals 1 and find another Terastodon. If they top deck the creativity. Okay, well, they concede. So brutal misclick on the Ugin's Labyrinth to put that card back into my hand instead of tap for 2 mana. Won that game anyways. We maybe lost the trophy match because of the missed sideboarding, forgetting to bring the Caverns back out for game 3. But this is our second 4-1 with the deck. And I will say, this deck is super fun. I'm really excited about it. I think I'm going to keep the Hollow One Frog deck and the Twiddle Storm deck maybe for tomorrow. Maybe also today if we feel like going longer. But I'm at the very least, we're going to do one more league here with this deck. This deck is very exciting.